Hello.
Hiya.
Hi and welcome to our channel. This week we thought we would show an extension of what we've been getting up to over the last 6 months. If anyone who's a regular will know that we've taken a year off work or more, let's see, to travel the world, have adventures, enjoy life, and if you want to join our adventures, then please grab a cup of tea or a glass of wine and follow on.
So our adventure started on the 23rd of December when we flew out with the family to France to spend Christmas with our daughter and family in the Dordogne, and then up to the Limousin for New Year with my sister on their farm, with plenty of opportunity to play with the farm boys' toys.
We did, yeah. And then once back, it was down to planning for our major adventures, buying equipment, backpacks and the like.
As well as all that preparation, we did get up to Cumbria to see Dad. We had an amazing walk up to Gowborough Bank and views over Lake Ullswater. And thanks to our friends Jason and Anne, we got down to Croyd in North Devon for lots of hikes and some cold water swimming. And it was icy cold. So our first big trip was to the Caribbean in February to St Lucia and Martinique. It was my first long-haul flight and we'd planned it to celebrate my big birthday. It however turned into a real adventure with much exploring and really got our juices going for the adventures to come. We landed in St Lucia at 3 o'clock at 34 degrees. We were staying in Marigot Bay, a beautiful bay in the Ocean View Apartments. You can see our view from our window. Aquarius Water Sports was just across the bay, and as we like to be up and about doing stuff, we hired a canoe for the day and had a real adventure. We even saw pelicans as well as playing around on the beach. We also hired a boat for a day and went across to Sugar Bay.
Against all advice, we hired a car, and despite the potholed road, this gave us a chance to visit those places on the island off the beaten track, like this very quirky waterfall with hot water springs.
We island hopped from St Lucia to Martinique on the ferry and then travelled by car to our apartment in St Anne, the Rêve de Soleil, a beautiful apartment overlooking the St Anne Bay. White sands, beautiful beaches. We climbed the Mont Larcher, which takes you about 3 hours. Quite a difficult climb, but the views from the top were splendid, overlooking the Diamond Rock. And the next day we went to the Didier waterfalls. The first waterfall was easy to find, the second not so, but when we found it, oh my gosh, it was absolutely gorgeous.
All too soon, it was time to pack up and return to St Lucia for our second week.
We stayed in the most wonderful treehouse. It was overlooking the Gros Piton, felt as though you were in the rainforest, beautiful.
Crystal clear waters awaited us at Secret Beach, where I spent 2 hours snorkeling. Fantastic.
And then our adventure, we decided to climb the Gros Piton. It took us 4 hours. We had to have a guide, but again, the views and the feeling of achievement was huge. And then the final day, before we went back to the airport, we went to the Projet Chocolat. And here we learned about cacao plantations, how to make chocolate. We had to go ourselves. A really nice end to our holiday.
All too soon, our trip was over.
And we were home once again, more injections, yellow fever this time. And then Sarah moved out and moved in with Miles, very exciting.
And then our surprise 60th birthday. What a fantastic time we had. Thanks to Miles, James and Abby for organising.
All the things we have done, we just love our little Molly. She's just so much fun.
So here's to Mum and Dad. The lessons learned, experiences had, and experiences to come. Cheers.
Our next big trip was the big one. It was backpacking around South America, Columbia and Peru. We were the oldest backpackers in town by a long way, I think. Staying in hostels, pretty much throughout the whole journey and culminating in an amazing trip, hiking for 4 days and 3 nights to Machu Picchu.
We landed in Bogota at 4 o'clock in the morning. We couldn't access our room, but they did allow us to stay on a netting. We were staying in La Candelaria. This is a walking tour, and we would always advise you do a walking tour on the first day. It's a great, loads of great information about the area and what's safe and what's not safe to do. As well as wandering the streets of the Canderia, we visited the Botero Museum, which was wonderful, had a fantastic lunch with a shot, and then found a jazz club in the evening. And the following day, we took a cable car up to Montserrat, which is 400 metres above Bogota, so very high, and we were very out of breath.
We're 2/3 of the way from Bogota to Armenia, which is a stopping off point en route to Salento.
This was the first of many bus trips. Buses were clean, good value and safe. We stayed in the Coffee Tree Boutique hostel, which was probably the best hostel that we would stay in either Colombia or Peru. It was magnificent. Look at this cute cafe, swings for seats.
Majority of the excursions for Salento involved jumping onto one of these fantastic jeeps. Great fun.
Ocaso coffee plantation where we had our coffee tour.
It's from a small village from Ethiopia called Kafa. That is why.
Picking coffee beans, and we've got to find. There's my beans that I've picked. Feels like Encanto.
Well, there's big signs all everywhere saying with. Next up was Cocora Valley, famed for its towering wax palm trees, where we had a quite challenging but beautiful 6-hour hike through lush hillside forests with breathtaking views.
Andy is in again. The Santa Rita waterfall.
Let's go!
This is our smaller bus from Salento to Medellin.
The police will come for the gangs, then the people had to hide them. And if they didn't, they would get killed.
If you can hear me, we're in Commune 13 on a graffiti tour. And this is Mamacita's in El Poblado, a fantastic restaurant and amazing Aperol spritz. We're off to water today. We climbed right to the top, 750 steps. We're at the top of El Piero, or El Roc de Piero, which is just above Guatapé, 750 steps.
Counted everyone, felt everyone.
Yes.
Just about got our breath back now, and the view is stunning. And the town itself is beautiful. It's known as the most colourful town in Colombia.
And it most certainly was the most colourful town that we ever saw. It was joyous.
A 16-hour bus journey. Can't wait.
So this is the Yellow Bridge, which is kind of the centre of Minca. We were staying in a hostel in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada. It was a long walk. We must be in the right direction.
Monkeys again.
1,500 goats.
How many beings?
And then we were off again, this time from Inca to Santa Marta and then on to Cartagena, another 8-hour bus ride.
Like a cultural
These ladies are Las Paqueras, and you have to pay to have a picture with them. Colombia's most award-winning coffee, San Alberta. This is Hostel Selena in Gethsemane in Cartagena. A beautiful hostel, very expensive. Tonight Andy's chef again. Caribbean again. I'm all buttoned up because it's cold.
Another walking tour, this time quite slow because of the altitude, included a visit to an artisan music store where Julie showed off her musical skills.
So it's 4:59 in the morning. So there's Natalie. Hi, Natalie.
Smile, smile.
Little breaks as we're going. This is the campsite, woo! For day one. So it's supper time now, 5:30. Here we are, Natalie, Edwin, Andy, and look at this. There we go, day two. This is the hardest day. Edwin. Got one of the porters here doing tremendous work.
This is a lunch point, but we think we're going to push on.
Oh, but we're nearly there. Mayo. So we get a clap when we come, and look, they've even brought water for us so that we can have a wash. Hola! So we're now coming down. We've got. This is Intipata, altitude 2,896.
So here is another set of terraces.
Well, here we are, guys. Last morning.
Good morning.
Say hello, guys.
Yay!
So here it is, Machu Picchu. Don't stop in Aguas Calientes. So after a crazy 5 weeks backpacking, it was so nice to go and spend some time with friends in St Ives, a beautiful town on the south coast of England. Anyway, we're going to go for a swim in the sea, so let's see how it goes. Woo! Beautiful white sandy beaches, so a great opportunity to get our drone out for the first time, which was a gift for our 60th birthday party. And here we are with Roger and Claire at the Minnick Theatre, which is an open-air theatre carved into the granite cliffs of Porthcurno, Cornwall, overlooking the Atlantic Ocean. It was created in the 1930s by Rowena Cade. The Porthcurno beach below is probably one of the most beautiful beaches that we've ever seen. So next up is our 8-week trip to France, where we stayed in the Dordogne and the Lot regions. We were close to our daughter and granddaughter. So it was 8 glorious weeks of exploring, and the weekends we were grandparents looking after Mia, which was good. And then we were off on our 8-week adventure to France. Here we are taking the Eurotunnel. It was a very wet trip on the way down, but at last we got down to Abby, Luca and Mia's. Our first day was in a small gîte in Saint-Nathalie, just about 10 miles from Sarlat. We're walking through some of the tiny little streets in Sarlat. Definitely got to show you the pâtés.
You have arrived.
So you can see behind me we've got Roc Gagiac. So we had Mia at the weekends. Here we are at Roc Gagiac doing a walk, but a walk with Mia is always a bear hunt.
Come on! Come on, Daddy, get me back!
Wow, that view.
Well, we visited Dom on a day that wasn't so good, but we were with Abby and we did have a good day with beautiful views over the Dordogne. Roc Saint-Christophe is a large rock formation in the Dordogne. It has been used as a shelter since prehistoric times. Carved into a cliff above the Vézère River, it features a series of natural terraces that were further developed into a complex of dwellings, fortifications and storage areas during the Middle Ages. And there is even a church. It's all very quiet.
It is a Friday as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And a decent day. Yes. Castle that keeps on giving. So that's Castelnau. Before we came to the Dordogne, a canoeing trip down the river was something that we were most looking forward to. Because of the high levels of water, we had to delay our plans. However, when they finally came to fruition, it was certainly worth the wait.
We went on many hikes while we were in the Dordogne, but one of them was to the Erignac Gardens. This is a picturesque botanical garden renowned for its diverse collection of plant species and beautifully landscaped grounds. It has a great restaurant. Cheers.
Cheers.
As we were coming up to a long bank holiday weekend, we decided to go and stay with my sister in a Limousin, and we passed through Aubusson en route. It was also another great opportunity to get the drone out across the farm.
And for me to play with tractors.
And we were very lucky because Ruth and Adam have just put a pool in and it was glorious. We're going to go further south just for a couple of days, see if we can catch the sunshine. We found it! So we arrived in Cône-Minevois, which is in the Aude region, about 4 hours away from the Dordogne. So, disaster has struck. The number plate has fallen off.
All those years of watching Blue Peter, and here's one I made earlier.
We stayed in a small hotel in Cône-Minevois. Setting off, first stop, Trébes.
Trèbes on the Canal du Midi.
And from Trèbes we moved on to La Grasse, which is a very pretty medieval town with a very big abbey. The bridge in La Grasse, known as the Pont Vieux Old Bridge, is a historical stone bridge that spans the Orbieu River. We did stop off on the Canal du Midi again so that we could watch the boats going through a lock, as well as watching the cyclists go by too. And a trip to the Aude, we couldn't miss out Carcassonne. Carcassonne is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This historical citadel features massive double walls and 53 watchtowers. The city's picturesque streets, ancient ramparts and the Basilica of St Nazareth and Celsius attract numerous visitors. It was very, very busy, so if you don't like the crowds, you might want to think again. Okay.
So here we are, we're in Bordeaux, we're just waiting for a tram and we are going to Cité du Vin.
The Cité du Vin.
I have a St Emilion. Bordeaux is just a simply stunning city, and a highlight for us was a fantastic 4-hour bike tour.
So we're now going over the modern bridge. So this bridge does open, allowing the cruise ships or the bigger vessels to come through. So we've gone for the plat du jour. I've gone for the émincé de bœuf, and Andy went for the parmigiano. So we're off to St Emilion. Of course, you have this gorgeous cafe in there. We're at the Chateau Pressac. We've decided to do a wine tour today.
And we'll go to the cellar.
Our second 4 weeks in France, we stayed in the Lot Chez Lily, a wonderful gîte with a pool. Today we're at the Gouffre de Padirac. The Gouffre de Padirac is famous for its dramatic underground cavern, which begins with a 103-metre deep chasm. There also is a subterranean river, Lake Superior. So while we were in France, some of my friends came over to see me to help celebrate Abby's birthday.
And I came back to Blighty for a sailing tour with some mates in Plymouth.
And while Andy was away, Lily took me on a hunt for girole mushrooms, and we had lots of fun around the pool. Today we are going around a walk around a tiny little village called Les Arcs. It's also the home of the Zadkine Museum. So we're at this little called Petit Place, and we're having an ice cream. Rocamadour is known for its dramatic setting on a cliffside overlooking the Alzure River.
So here we are at the Pont Valentre.
Look at those little cobbled streets.
So we're just walking up a very pretty cobbled pathway to the entrance of the castle. So this is the medieval garden. So we're now going up into the donjon or the keep. So we are now at the top of the keep. Probably the most impressive view.
Well, here we go. And I'd love to be able to tell you that it was glorious weather, but actually it did rain a lot too.
We love hiking, but I must say, driving around the forest in this buggy was fantastic fun. So we arrived at the train station and we were going to catch a steam engine. A really great authentic experience, and I must say from a health and safety perspective, pretty sure in the UK we wouldn't have been allowed to go through the smoke-filled tunnels.
And sadly, our French 8-week stay had come to an end, so our last night on the campsite with Abby, Luca and Mia. So I really hope that you've enjoyed these videos, and it's given you a taster of the last 6 months.
Please do like and subscribe. It helps us massively, and it's obviously free for you to do. If you want to delve into our adventures in a little bit more detail, then please do so. There are going to be a couple of videos up on the screen as examples shortly. So see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.